Daily Graphic. Joy FM's Winston Amwa admonishes Ghanaians to say pepper soup instead of pepper soup.
Pepper soup.
Let me bring you the actual story.
Sure.
First indigenous large-scale mine ownership. EMP secures $100 million in loans for a major mining deal. This mining project is called the Blackwater Gold Project. It's in the Upper West region. If you've been following the news, there has been some issues to do with a conflict between Auma Resources Ghana Limited, an Australian mining concern working in Ghana, and engineers and planners. But yesterday there was a big announcement that the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, EBID, is investing $100 million. That's a loan for ENP to go into full development of this mine, and that will be the first large-scale indigenous mine in Ghana.
You know, I've seen that story that you talk about. It's on, the High Street Journal, for instance, published a story on the 4th of July that said Auma Resources denies involvement in purported Blackwater gold deal. And, it says that the Asana Resources Ghana Limited has issued a strong disclaimer distancing itself from an alleged acquisition deal involving its flagship Blackwater gold project. Now, the mining firm headquartered in Accra says it has no knowledge of and has not consented to any transaction with engineers and planners or any other party. And the story continues that a public clarification comes in response to a document circulating in the media promoting a facility agreement signing ceremony, ENP acquisition of Blackwater Gold Project, scheduled for July 7 at the Marriott Hotel. And that is actually, actually happened yesterday. So you're right, a lot of, issues about that. And, it says that we remain focused on delivering the Blackwater Gold Project for the benefit of all stakeholders, including our partners, host communities, and the people of Ghana.
The Daily Guide is also talking about that story. It's on the front page. ENP acquires 100 million Blackwater gold deal, but this time around they're coming from the angle of the revered Sam Jonah, who believes that this is a game changer. So lots of perspective on the story. It's captured by the Daily Guide as well. And just
before you go, I've seen the statement, which is from which the High Street Journal did the story. Auma Resources Ghana Limited, and in that statement they say that neither the board of directors nor the executive management of Auma Resources has any knowledge of or involvement in the said event, and we have not entered into any form of acquisition agreement with any entity, nor have we authorized any third party to act on our behalf in this regard.
I understand arbitration is also happening on this matter at the international.
There's arbitration going on.
That's what I understand.
So if you look at the Global Arbitration Review, they published a story on 4th of July 2025. The story was written by Susanna Moody, and the story says a construction company owned by the younger brother of Ghana's president is pursuing an ICC claim against the developer of a gold mining project in the country, which has brought $100 million counterclaim. Engineers and Planners filed its claim in October against Auma Resources. Both parties are Ghanaian companies, and the story goes on to write about all the other things you've mentioned earlier. So
we'll follow up on this and bring you updates subsequently.
And then some more stories on the Daily Guide. Embattled Chief Justice Tokono is also back in the news, indicating that my suspension is arbitrary. That's according to Gertrude Tokono. Akutia MP dies at 40, and don't take credit for the Eban Akoma oil discovery. That's according to the minority. And it appears that Mama Pat is still facing some more troubles, and the Daily Guide is still talking about that. So Agrada appeals jail term, but we understand that she's supposed to file a defense for another. That's a separate case pending for her in some nude photo circulation and all of that.
You know how
we can only pray for her at this moment,
That's
especially knowing
easy.
that Achu and the likes will be so worried that she'll be spending some more years in jail.
Now, some more stories from the Daily Graphic. Government pays $349.52 million second Eurobond. Police grabs suspected killer of Queen Mother. And Cocoa Board adopts performance management tool to transform regulatory function. If you go to the back page, there is an expert who is cautioning against indiscriminate use of steroids. And people are using all sorts of things. Even in proper hospitals, we do not have enough pharmacists to ensure that that aspect of health delivery is done right. And these days, people walk into all shops and you have a senior high school leaver, medicine counter assistant, just giving out all sorts of medications to people. We have some very, very, very scary data on our healthcare system and the fact that we don't have enough pharmacists. So when the doctor does their work, you are transferred to the pharmacist who interprets what prescription the doctor has given you.
When
to
that's not
advise
done
them.
right.
And the doctors actually have to work with the pharmacists in these cases, and we don't have them. We just have a handful, and there is a deficit. All that is coming up this morning here on the show.
The Daybreak, massive debt relief for Ghana, comes to the picture of Dr. Kesela Tufos and the finance minister. I believe it's in line with the 370 million facility released by the International Monetary Fund. So more money coming home. Ghana flees from gay vote at the United Nations. That's an interesting one from the Daybreak, talking about how the country appears to be abstaining from the global conversation on minority sexual rights.
Now, if you go to the catalyst, PURC holds investment hearings to shape power tariffs. And on the power tariffs, Winston, CATS International released a statement, and they basically say that they disagree with the PRC on their decision to increase tariffs. And this time they refer to the inflation target that the PRC used, the projected inflation, and according to them, the maths was not done right. And so PRC must come again and review the tariff they reviewed. And so
review the review.
Yes. Now, more stories from the catalyst. Encroachers threaten Boteman Sports Complex. Minister raises alarm. Stop being disruptive and let government work. This is Dr. Rake telling the NPP. And Shatawale says the youth should support Mahama if they want to make money.
Okay, let's get to our online news reviews.
We begin from my Joe Online. 24-hour economy alone won't fix harsh business environment. This is Mark Bedua Boaji, who is the CEO for the Ghana Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He says 24-hour economy without cheaper power and credit is a mirage. He spoke on PM Express last night. $100 million legal war erupts between EMP and Auma Resources. If you want more details on that story we captured earlier, you should go to my Joe Online. It's been broken down for you to get the details. Now, on that story, Sam Jonah says EMP gold deal is merit-based, not political favoritism, because there are lots of people linking the acquisition by EMP to the fact that Ibrahim Mahama is the president's brother, and there are some people saying that the whole gold sector is being packaged for the president's family to enjoy. Now, Sam Jonah says it's merit-based. It's not political favoritism. Now, some other stories. Excuse me. CJ suspension. We've done our part, awaiting committee's findings. This is the president speaking. And NSMQ 2025, no biology students, no problem. Wa Senior High School books national sport with 2 ICT students. They learned biology on their own, so they learned everything.
Yeah, when you're part of the NSMQ team, for those who read science, there's been times that in those days, in the olden days, when you had 3 subjects, physics, chemistry, ADMAS or elective maths, then physics, chemistry, biology. The people who actually, in those days, you'd have some person who didn't really do biology because you needed somebody who has expertise in maths. But these days it's 4 subjects. So but still,
we did all 4, but in our time, we still have had subject matter specialists.
Yeah.
So in our team of we used to have about 5. right? But you had the three main guys led by Samuel Osu Kwarteng, who was the shark when it comes to mathematics, chemistry, and physics. And then we had Maslow and the others who were also very strong in chemistry, biology, and the other. And it was, but
we want to say that Senior High School is futuristic, isn't it?
Yes,
Looking
yes,
at
yes.
how our curriculum is being shifted
Yeah.
into this whole STEM and STEAM approach. I don't think that NSMQ should be, reserved for the traditional sciences.
No.
We should be opening up to the future and having
I think that
tech and IT and all these aspects coming in.
But they're smart students, to be very honest with you.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is that, once you're selected as part of the squad, of the team,
You're required at least.
You're required to learn a bit of biology, so you learn everything.
But Charlie, the boys try.
Then, these boys have actually perfected it.
Yeah.
Okay? But this is the other thing. For me, this is the other thing. The NSMQ, I think the boys, they know. They study the years, all the questions. You can go through. Yeah. You've seen the person has not even finished with the first clue. Then someone is able to tell you what it is. It only goes to show you that, Charlie, the boys are studying really hard. And I'm happy. I mean, I'm proud of these boys. Charlie, great boys. If we encourage them, they can do a lot. I mean, they can do a lot.
And very often we don't celebrate the teachers as well behind this. We should be commending them as well, and the teachers at WA SHS should be commended for this.
Okay, now some more stories from my Joy Online. Measles cases in the US reached 33-year high. Measles. I'm surprised that measles cases in the US are increasing. Now, Trump has signed an executive order extending tariff deadline to August 1. We have a list of all the global tariffs. One of these days, we are going to have that conversation for you to know as a business person.
And in fact, it could get worse for countries that are aligning with the BRICS bloc. He's saying that if you ever join that or ever contemplate that, it's a straightforward 10% additional tariff for you.
Yeah.
So, probably if you're thinking of going that way as a country, then you should be reconsidering that.
If you go to citynewsroom.com, fire cases up slightly in the first half of 2025, despite 34% drop in prank calls. This is the Ghana National Fire Service, and this is one of the institutions that really need resourcing. And it's great. They are giving us updates on their work. It would be better if we also give them more money and give them the tools to fix fire issues when they come up. CDD Ghana urges media CSOs to resist democracy capture in Africa. Duncan Williams says Mahama has returned with vision and determination. And Cardinal Texan also says that every Ghanaian must contribute to nation building. Now, there are some other stories. Sami Uku is talking about Ernest Kumi, and he says Ernest Kumi's tenure was overshadowed by relentless litigation. Last night, I saw a post by the MP for Etiwa East, Abnosi Asari, eulogizing Ernest Kumi, and he said that even though Ernest Kumi was going through his own challenges in Parliament, he always gave her vim, basically. He always encouraged her to go through whatever she was going through, and his death is a sad one. So that is Samuel Okon and Eskumi. Let's go to the BNFT, and there's a story on gold forex assets to bolster deposit protection fund. Is the lead story on the BNFT's website, and they are reporting on the tourism numbers. Tourism breaks record with $4.8 billion receipts, 12% increase in inbound arrivals. This is big.
This is huge.
$4.8 billion. This is huge. Tourism.
Yeah. And it's something we should do. I mean, we need to focus on that. Okay. It's an area that we need to really invest in.
Yeah.
And we'll be good to go.
Yes, we need to give tourism the boost, but the Kaswa Road has not been done.
No, that's not road we have.
The Kouassi Road is people cannot go to Mole easily. People want to go to the Bonsu Arboretum, which is the third most visited place. They cannot go easily because there's some road.
When